Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to BVTV, the final day of state championships for 2025. This is action here, semi-finals of the men's champion of champions singles. My name's Tony Sher. We'll bring you the match of Ali Forsythe representing Sandbelt. He's up against Brody Harker from Mallee. Match just underway, literally opening 2 bowls. Already a toucher. And the jack moved back slightly. Picture perfect conditions here at Bendigo East again. We've been served up an absolute treat all week. And we're being served up a treat of bowls already in this match. Brody Harker on fire. Joining me in commentary is Troy Stiffy Staff, Cartman Troysy Stafford. Morning to you, Troy boy.
Morning, Tony. If this is any indication, this first end, when you're generally not dialed in, what are we in for here?
Yeah, obviously no practices or anything this morning, just 2 ends of roll-up, and these boys are all over it, although that's a bit of the commentator's curse.
Yep.
Right there. First to 25 is what we're playing. 2 semi-finals, as we say. The other semi-final between David Wells of West Coast and Greg Podesta from Ballarat Highlands. We also have a mixed pairs final for your viewing pleasure today. Ali will also feature in that alongside Kelly McKieran. So depending on what happens in this singles match, Troy boy, that'll dictate the schedule for the rest of the day.
Yeah, so if Ali was to win, well, either way, whatever happens, the mixed pairs final will definitely be up next. But if Ali was to win, then it means the Champ of Champs final won't be till after that. Whereas if Brody is to win, then both games will be played consecutively. And we will show, in that case, we'll show the men's Champ of Champs match in the hope that we can get across and see the finish of mixed pairs. But if Ali wins, we'll get the mixed pairs on the stream and then the men's Champ of Champs.
Clear as mud. Thank you, Troy. I do know what you mean, though. This is Brody Harker for his last bowl of the opening end. If you just joined us, this is men's champion of champions singles semi-final. The great Johnny Roberts, our marker today. Brody currently holding 1. This looks like this may well be good enough for 2.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Lovely draw bowling.
Nearly couldn't have placed it any better. Stops that little touch of the jack from Ali. Once again, we have a left-hander in our stream.
Yeah, very creative, very good bowlers. Just a beautiful morning for bowls.
This is a very good effort.
And this is what we're going to
that's
see.
more
What a
than
bowl,
an effort.
Ali Forsythe. Brody Harker holding a couple. Looks over to us and says, wow, as the Royal Bendigo Air Force does their customary flyover this morning. All part of the festivities here for state championships.
Yeah, I wonder if they just want to get a better view of that shot.
Look at that for a bowl. Ali Forsythe just tracked it the whole way.
They would have had a bird's eye view of that shot.
That's why they did it.
Yeah.
It's all the
Timing.
news crews just getting some photos, some vision of what's happening. Morning to you, Janice, watching on Facebook.
From Ulladulla. That's a beautiful part of the world. I went there, I think it was about 2 years ago, and set up a little Henselite stand during their Ulladulla Carnival, and it was just a beautiful part of the world.
Nice. Well, she's showing some love for Brody. He was holding 2 in that last end, drawing very well. The great Ali Forsythe wrestled it back to pick up a single opening end.
This end's just as good as the first one already, Tone.
Yeah, they just make it look easy. It's kind of making me sick.
It's just impressive.
Heading for a top temperature of around 28, 29 degrees here today.
How good's that?
It's absolutely fantastic. Only about 21 at the moment.
This is bowl for bowl here.
Just edges the jack back. He's just going to run on an extra inch. So still shot with Brody Harker. Janice saying it's God's country up there in Ulladulla.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. Beautiful weather. Greens looked beautiful. And you got the water. What more do you want?
Change of hands now, Brody Harker.
He's done it again. He's
Wow.
going to tuck it in again. That's
ridiculous.
3 touches out of 4. I hope Johnny Roberts has got a new toucher spray there. Standard is amazing, Karen, and it's only end number 2.
Ridiculous. Borderline cheating, these two.
Yeah.
Look at this.
He's going to flick the jack here too.
Very
So
close for
good.
shot. Was
That's-
down 2.
That's 4
The
touches
most down 1. Yeah.
out of 5. Ali was a bit lazy with his first one. Conditions are perfect. Greens have been magnificent all week. No wind, just perfect for bowls, and these boys are taking full advantage of it.
Wow. This is ridiculous.
Well, that's all. Oh, Johnny Roberts went to touch it because it's such a habit.
Last bowl for Ellie Forsythe. Might be just a touch under on that line.
Could get his own up, though, for second shot. Or flick off it.
Yeah.
Situation, Johnny.
Little trail on the jack here would be nice, Straw Boy.
Yeah, there's only been 4 touches this end, so it's been a bit light on.
Yeah, the way this match is going, we certainly can't rule it out. It's very close.
Just needs to stop and he'll count. Yeah,
Good enough for second shot.
Brilliant.
What an end of bowls,
Absolutely
Brody Harker.
brilliant.
Boy, from Barham, we see this one on the replay, just perfect weight. Second shot, you beauty. Now leads 2-1, first to 25. Johnny Roberts has seen all levels of bowls, and he just gave me that look to say, wow, we are seeing a good level here. 2-1. The way of Brody Harker. Of course, representing Barham Bowls Club, where our over 60s competition will be largely based. Coming up next month, Troy Boy, you can still get some entries in for those who haven't yet had a chance to enter in the over 60s.
Yeah, not too long left to enter. So only just trying to keep up with what the date is. Only about 2 more weeks left to enter.
Yeah, I'd suggest get in quickly. We've already hit last year's entries. So at some stage we will run out of rinks and have to cap it.
We've already had to move further and wider, and if we get more, then yeah, we're either capping it or looking for more venues.
Further, wider.
Yeah.
And similar with the novice, for those who've just taken up the sport, anything within the first 3 years, you're eligible to play in the Bowls Victorian Novice Championships, played in the area of Shepparton, greater area of Shepparton. Head to the Bowls Vic website, get your entries in.
Only about a week to enter that. Next Sunday night, 20th of this month, that one closes.
Bit short change this end, no touches yet, 3 bowls been played. Amazing.
No, standard has really declined.
Yeah, it has.
I'd switch off if I was you.
Morning to you, Adam Easton, saying, coming to the end of another fabulous week, he says on Facebook. Great bit of bowls and awesome coverage and commentary. Thank you, mate. We appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun this week. The weather gods have been kind to us. The greens are fantastic. The standard of play is amazing. Nice to have each and every one of you watching on BVTV.
Weight's going to be very good here.
Second shot to Jack, please, JL. Ball in front of Jack high.
Nice clear answer there from Johnny Roberts.
Looking pretty good. It's going to finish in a really good home because Brody's got those bowls down there. That's very handy.
Yeah, Brody won't be short with this one. He's looking to trail this Jack. Doesn't have to change too much from his last. Just a bowl wider or so. Sit the bowl, trail the Jack.
Looks to be closer.
Close, Troisy.
Very.
Oh, he's just gone the other side this time.
Jeepers. What an effort. That shows the fact that with Ali's bowl being on the line there, it just gave no target and no room for error.
Yeah.
You know, you sit that Jack high, Brody gets that.
It's a great effort for second shot. Ooh.
I don't think he's done
It
enough.
has. What a bowl from Ali and Forsythe. Just making it look easy, these two.
They don't need much room to draw shots, do they?
Yeah, as Kaz Rhodes says, this is an indication what we're going to see this match. Happy days. Morning to you, Cassie, watching from Perth in Western Australia.
Be early over there. Be
Yeah, a couple of hours difference now. Now
7:30.
we're no longer in daylight savings. Lovely city, Perth.
It's the only capital city I'm yet to
You're
be
missing
to.
out.
I know.
Absolutely fantastic place.
I went to book there once and we priced it all and went, you know what? It's cheaper to go overseas.
Yeah. Can happen.
But I will get there. Might go and watch the Mighty Cats.
The Mighty Cats last night having their way with Adelaide.
You tipped that too.
Yeah, only the good tipsters got that one, that's for sure. Or the
Well,
loyal supporters.
I got it and I'm not a very good tipster this year.
A loyal supporter, though.
Yeah. I kind of did it because I thought everyone else would tip Adelaide and I might sneak one.
Well, you did. You snuck-did one. Matty Blackburn saying in Facebook comments, pretty cool to see Ali back playing at his best. Yeah, absolutely. He's had some health issues with his back in recent times. Even at one stage was using an assist post, I think, from memory.
Was he?
Mm.
Yeah, right.
Such was the pain through his back, but good to see him playing well, as you say.
Righty, drawing the shot here.
We do have to be quite quiet down this end. Just the two matches on, and the mat's probably 7 or 8 yards from where we are.
Wants to get the flick on the bowl, just missing it.
Still shot to Brody Harker.
So Brody with the blue paddles, given that he's got a blue uniform and blue bowls. Not bad here from Brody either.
Yeah, I'll take it. Couple of shots, Brody Harker.
Pressure on Ali, last bowl at the end. If he misses this, he runs a risk of dropping a 3.
It's a little higher, Troy boy.
It is.
Doesn't want to get the wrong side of this bowl.
That's exactly what he's done. Weight perfect.
Brody can play the same weight, perhaps 6 inches more. Holding 2. Can he sneak in the third shot?
Given his last 2 draw shots, it's
wants to
really
slow
important
down.
that he does. He might land this back one. No, he's got the wrong piece of that.
It looks to be 2 to Brody Harker. He'll now regain the lead 4-3. The other score, David Wells, the other semi-final, men's champion of champions for 2025. David Wells from West Coast 2. Greg Podesta, Ballarat Highlands, also 2.
Do you know, I've been so engrossed in this game, I forgot the other game was even going on.
Well, it's been such an absolute ripper. On your feet, JR.
Nearly got him.
Yeah, so just the 2 matches. If you just joined us, this is State Championships for 2025, Men's Champion of Champions Singles Semi-Final. Ellie Forsythe representing Sandbelt from the Clayton Bowls Club up against Brody Harker, who's representing Murray Mallee, plays out of Barham Bowling Club. And you're watching on BVTV, made possible through the generous support of Moama Bowling Club and Dandenong Club. That one was for Stu. Love you, Stu.
Very particular on bowls or bowling, is he?
I'd been calling it Bowls Club, so I promised to do my best today to call it Moama Bowling Club. Fantastic establishment, Moama. Good people.
Is there a reason for it being called a bowls or a bowling club?
Not that I've ever heard. I think it's just a personal choice of the club. Don't think there's any rationale other than that. Look at the line from Brody Harker.
Yeah, perfect.
Morning to you, David Neesham, watching from Cumbria in the UK, just after 12:30 in the morning.
Good reply from Ali.
Just looked good from a long way out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Little side toucher.
Again, all 3 of those bowls, bang on centre line.
Morning, Brendan. Yeah, this one will be an absolute cracker. Brody's got to get down now.
It's going to be very, very close.
Just missing by a whisker. Great weight.
He's got 3 really good catches, though. Ali had want to just tap his or get past. 2 feet past, split those bowls up. Don't think he's going to.
Asking for it to hurry is Ellie Forsythe. It's not going to be in the count. Still holding 1 though.
Have I got second and third?
No.
You have second only.
Brody Harker just querying our marker Johnny Roberts whether he has second and third shots.
Probably would have gone bigger if he had the 2 seconds, but now he's got to play the more delicate shot.
It's a better line.
Which he wasn't far off with his last.
Just got to get down. It's a little quicker than
Another
his last.
super effort. I like that weight.
Short's my last bowl, please. 8 inches. Thank you.
Not far away here. Doesn't want to move it too far. Oh, Mountain Bow would have been too good. Okay, a measure coming out. Bit unlucky if he's given it away, but beautiful camera work there from Brad to get in and see that measure.
Could this be the first umpire's call of the day?
I think it's one to Ali. Yep.
Good eyes from you, Troy Boy. You're up and about early. particularly for someone who's half lame.
4 all. David saying their season opener is Saturday, so tomorrow for us. What's tomorrow for them? Because it's now Friday there, but I'm sure they'll be looking forward to getting out and having a game.
Yeah, happy days. First day of the season. Always gets the juices flowing.
It does. It's always nice to have a break from it, but just makes you enthusiastic about it when it comes around again. So Ali just letting Brody in with the first, and Brody not quite capitalising on it. Yeah, good correction. As we've seen all week though, there's been more short bowls coming back this way than going the other way. That's going to be the best of them. A little piece of the jack. Needs a metre. Yeah, very good correction here. Don't know if he's going to get enough, but he's got second shot, and it's in the knock-up zone. It's going to force Ali to change hands.
Other semi-final, Troy boy Greg Podesta leading David Wells, 5-2. David Wells in really good form. He's going to have a tough day against Greg Podesta, who's been playing pretty good bowls for a while now. Did David Wells ever play over 60s for Victoria? Or
I don't believe so.
Open company?
I don't believe so. He's
Very nice draw bowler.
yeah, very good. Tends to focus mainly on singles.
Yep. I've seen him play the Australian indoors a few times.
Very hard man to beat in singles. Just relentlessly putting bowls in the head, basically.
And 1 in, 1 out for Ali Forsythe.
And Greg I used to play against back in the 90s when he was playing
This is close, Troy boy.
in Melbourne.
This is better than close.
Yeah, if he gets it
This
right,
is
he'll make
flushed
2 out
it.
of this.
What a bowl.
Played it perfect.
This match is ridiculous. Brody
Played.
Harker picks up another couple, now leads 6-4. And back to your question, Karen Brennan. Without giving too much away, I'd suggest David Wells is near a 7 at the first number of his. Greg Podesta and Ali be a similar age. They'd be sort of mid-40s. And
Yeah.
Brody Harker's mid-20s.
Yeah, Greg would be about the same age as me.
73? Really? He looks good.
He looks real good, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, correct. He'd be mid-40s.
Yep, yep.
David, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, he'd be just have a 7 in front, I'd imagine. But still sprightly. He's a very tall man, has a beautiful delivery. and gets them down there very well. Anytime you make a semi-final of a Champion of Champions, you're obviously a very good bowler. Just a little opening touch-up from Mallee Forsythe, as Janet Pelgrim says on YouTube. Pretty sure David won the Champion of Champion a few years ago.
2015.
Troy will know that. He is basically an encyclopedia.
But he also won the state singles, and he first started bowling in North Balwyn. So he won it when he represented North Balwyn, 97. So that tells us how long he's been a top player for. If in 97 he won a state singles, and nearly 30 years later, he's in a semi-final of a state champ of champs. Might be like a good bit of cheese.
Yeah, a fine wine.
Yeah.
We talk of Ellie Forsythe having some back trouble. I think David Wells might have actually resorted to a bowler's arm for a little while there.
Oh, okay.
Brody Harker just sliding on by. Yeah, this one just needs to stop.
Yeah.
The fourth was saying woo.
It's covering. Is it counting? Johnny Roberts saying yes.
Frankie Krislovich in the Facebook comments saying what a brilliant weekend. Thanks, Bowles Vic. Not a bad week for you. State champion of the fours, semi-final in the mixed pairs.
Pretty good going.
Very good going.
Only lost that semi by a couple of shots too to Jordan and Michaela.
Slight loose one here from Brody Harker. He'll kick himself a touch.
It's by a long way the worst bowl of the match. The standard having been so high.
Yeah, age is certainly no barrier in this sport. One of the best things about the sport of bowls.
When I first started, this sport was an old person's sport. And now I describe it as a sport that can be played by old people.
Not sure this is going to have the journey, is it?
Not quite.
No. Gave the
Definitely not.
bowl a little nudge.
I'm saying no.
Certainly take one out, take two out.
That'll be it. Yep.
You've got very good eyes, T. Roy, particularly for someone who started playing with the ancient Aztecs. David Wells has now hit the front against Greg Podesta. So this is men's Champion of Champions singles semi-finals. David Wells 8, leading Greg Podesta 5.
So he's reeled off 6 in a row. He was 2-5 down.
Correct. Quick maths. And 6 all here. The match between Ellie Forsythe and Brody Harker.
No one has won consecutive ends.
So one likes it one way and the other likes it the other way.
Mm.
Is that what you're telling me?
Something like that. Yeah, pretty fair opener from Ellie. We'll have covered that jack up. Less than 2 feet short.
Not sure if there's anything we can do about it, but Champion of Champions singles and mixed pairs are only remaining events, so most of the crowd has largely disappeared back to wherever they've come from. So it's very quiet here this morning. We just have to be a little bit careful when they're on the mat down this end.
So that first bowl of Brody's forced Alley to change hands. And then the last one of Alley's has forced Brody to change.
So this is semi-final action. Depending on who wins, the final will either be straight after, or if Ali Forsythe wins, he's got the mixed pairs final straight after this, and then the champion of champions singles final will be after that. So 2 or 3 rounds today to answer your question, Ian McLean. Somebody just walking past the back of the head.
That's a bit unlucky. It's only one of the 4 people that are here.
There's a few more than 4, but yeah, there's not 400 anymore.
No, it's been a busy week. There's been plenty of people coming through the turnstiles.
Certainly has. The Royal Bendigo Air Force doing the odd flyover. Wood chopping competition earlier in the week.
No win news.
They'll be hiding somewhere. Too busy watching you in the nightclubs after play each day.
Jeepers.
No, a Bolter style, I hear.
Too busy watching our live stream because it's so good. Morning to you, Noreen and Mickey West. Just see how it gets stuck there, but he got a perfect ride off that. Oh, that's a little cruel, but I think we're going to see weight here from Brody to drive those 2 bowls out. I think he's got
up
the next 3.
Mickey West will be a happy man for his Ocean Grove teammates. Of course, they took out the pairs yesterday, being Peter Lowe and Brad Pavey. Tyson Cramey took out the state singles earlier in the week. First weighted shot of the match. Oh, it's just heading the wrong way, a little bit wide.
Narrow, I think. I think he played it forehand.
Which is true, yes. Couple of shots to Ellie Forsythe. Well,
looks to be 2.
Take the one out, but he's going to put the tape on the others. Yeah,
it's deceptive sometimes.
Doesn't take much to trick me.
Two.
No, it is 2. Even a broken clock's right twice a day, Troy boy.
That's the first
time I've been right.
Yes, and the first time we've had someone win consecutive ends. And importantly for Ali, they were both multiples as well, both 2s.
8-6, the lead to Ali Forsythe, who've just joined us. This is the 2025 State Championships Men's Champion of Champions Singles Semi-Final. Brought to you here on BVTV, thanks to the generous support of Dandenong Club and Moama Bowling Club. We're playing out of the lovely Bendigo East Bowling Club, Central Victoria. Thanks to our good friends at the City of Greater Bendigo.
To answer you, Andrew, Tony is going to hang around for City v Country and do bugger all, and I'm going to head to...
Much like I've done here this week.
And I'm going to head to Sunbury to start our State Junior Championships, but no streaming of City v Country, but we will be streaming towards the finish of our State Under-18 Championships.
Yeah, City v Country is a different event. It is a trial to get in the state squad. As much as it is, players wanted to win for either city or country, depending on where they represent. Sometimes we play people out of position and do different things just to see what they might look like in a state squad afterwards. So
It's sort of an event where you're a little bit selfish. Yeah, you'd love to win for city or win for country, but what you're there for is to try and impress in front of the selectors and try and get yourself in the stateside.
a little bit, but I mean, one of the aims of City v Country is to try and stop people being selfish and just worried about getting their own ticks. We want to see how people work as a team and fight for their team. So that's what we want to see when you do get to the big V. So seeing that at City v Country is the first step in doing so.
Two
Great
crackers. One from Brody, one from Mallee.
That's a green paddle representing Ali Forsyth. Not going to get around the front.
Makes it harder for Ali to add another one.
Brody just forgetting the cameras for a second. No harm, no foul.
There is a gap there, but the problem is Ali's got at least third, and if Brody was to play big weight and the two bowls go, he's no better off. And if he got the edge of Ali's and Ali stayed and Brody's shot out, he'd be worse off. So he's forced to play the harder shot, but it does turn enough there. You can get back, but you've got to be very, very precise.
It's certainly wide enough.
It's a pretty good effort here.
Hooking in hard now. Just needs to go the last little bit.
Oh, what a super effort.
Single going the way of Ali Forsyth. He now leads 9-6.
And the other match sees that's going to and fro. So Greg Podesta now leading 10-8 over David Wells.
Both these games first to 25. You can follow along end by end scores on BowlsLink. Not a scorecard being used here at State Championships for 2025. Players have all scored their own matches and in singles the marker.
I'm not certain on the bowls. Now, Ali often uses ABT Evos. And Brody's is an aero of some description. Great opener there from Brody.
Hold any.
Ali's
Hold any.
attacking.
Well, I think he'll still be down to that, but he's opened it up.
He's given himself, he's reduced the target, but given himself room. And the way these guys are drawing, you'd expect them to get inside it. Yeah, Brody's drawn another.
Excellent standard continues.
It does. The only thing missing are the touches that we saw early on.
Barbara's watching on Facebook while she's in Singapore. Getting ready to fly through to Dublin, Ireland.
Have you been to Singapore?
No.
It's on my bucket list. I'd love to go to Singapore.
Is that an invitation?
If you're paying. Surely we need a Bowlsville conference there or something.
Yeah, no, sounds
Yeah.
good. The members that appreciate that use
Yeah.
of funds. As much as that's missed, it probably doesn't sit in a terrible spot. Last bowl for Ellie Forsythe.
It's not far off landing this bowl. Needs it to hold on. That's the wrong side of it.
Is it second shot though?
I don't think so.
Must be close. Brody had a couple of takes at that. We'll see how many paddles Johnny Roberts holds up.
No, we won't, because the camera has...
One blue,
That's the one.
which is Brody Harker, of course. The blue paddles. Both players, a lot of blue and green in bowls uniforms, I tell you. Predominantly blue uniform for Brody, so blue paddles. Predominantly green for Ellie Forsythe. Last bowl of this end. Little trail on the jack. About 2 inches would be ideal.
I think he's sent it.
No, he just sort of kicked himself and said, come on, Brody. I knew he hadn't quite sent that one. So the one is peeled out.
After 3 consecutive ends to Ali, Brody gets his scoreboard ticking back over.
Confirmed as 2.
2 Richie.
I'll tell you what Brody Harker's going to have to do. He's going to have to make those shots count. Ellie Forsythe, of course, world champion. There's not many things he hasn't won. If he is to be beaten, Brody's got to have to play as good as he can. You see the worm there. Quite a number of 2s, 3 singles. 7 2s in this match. The score is 9-8 the way of Ellie Forsythe. If you've just joined us, this is BVTV State Championships for 2025. Men's Champion of Champion singles semi-final.
There's not many things Ali hasn't won, but he hasn't won this.
Right. Never won a Champion of Champions.
No. Or a state singles.
I reckon he's gone close.
I'm sure. Well, he was runner-up in state singles 2 years ago to Matthew O'Brien.
Yep. And get the chalk ready.
Pretty good reply from Brody.
Just keeps going. There's so much finish on this green. Unfortunately, Jack is just resting on the Ellie Forsythe bowl.
How good's John Roberts? Didn't even let him finish the sentence. He knew what he was asking.
And that's the sign of a good marker. Anticipate what the question's going to be. Get your answer prepared.
Maybe
So
they've got
nice
a
and
good
clearly.
connection and he finishes his sentences for him.
Could be.
That'd be a bit cute, wouldn't it?
Very. David Wells has just picked up a 4 on the rink next door. So we'll wait for the scoreboard to be updated. That's the match against Greg Podesta. That's the other semi-final. This men's Champion of Champion.
Just looking to finish out there in case Brody spits the jack out sideways. He's got to be around that front bowl. But again, as we say, bowls turn a long way here. He might get this without the jack. What a shot.
Wow. Could see him stalk that one.
Outstanding.
Holding a couple now, the other semi-final. David Wells now in the lead, leading 13-10 over Greg Podesta. As we watch the replay, look at that little run and stalk from Brody Harker. A little fist bump on the way through too.
I think this is going to be the first time we see Ali play weight now.
He doesn't have the back bowl, but...
No, but he's 2 down.
Will it be just controlled weight?
Oh, he'll play reasonably firm.
Little trail on the jack does get him a couple, though.
Yeah, he's
You're a
just,
better judge than I, Troy
he
boy.
plays the firm runners so well.
He sure does. Won a BPL with a little runner. This one's a bit firmer.
Yeah.
Could get them both. Could get them both with no jack. Oh, he got them 1.5, but he got the jack. Can't play much better than that.
No, it was 2 down and now goes 1 down. So that's a victory. Small margin. 9 shots apiece, Troy boy. As you step out to sign some autographs. See this one on the replay. Gets the bowl, a little bit of the jack, but it rattles around and rests on a Brody Harker bowl. 9 all, first to 25. Bring your coverage here. The men's champion of champions singles semi-final from the lovely Bendigo East Bowling Club. Change of tactic here from Brody Harker, effectively tee to tee. Fairly handy start from Brody Harker, the standard we've seen right from the first bowl in this game. A very good response, just sliding past the jack. Very similar bowl from Brody Harker, narrowly missing the jack. We'll keep Paul Clear happy, watching from Barron BC, supporting his clubmate. Ali now with weight. And back to the jack and just missing, goodness me. Coat of lacquer for the last 3 shots, including that big drive from Ali Forsythe. Brody's got to be a bit careful here. Yeah, he's not just stayed with it enough. Holding 1. Just missing on the high side, Ali Forsythe. Already wanted this to hurry. No change. So still a shot for Ali Forsythe. He can get the jack back to his own bowl. He's down 1. He's had 1 sider. This one's a touch under, but it's not done with yet.
Down.
There we go, using the bowl. Should be just 1. Brody Harker wisely waiting till Ali comes down, confirms. confirmed as the single to Ali Forsythe. He's first to double figures, leading 10-9. So Troy Boy's back from signing some autographs.
Just a little flick of the jack from Brody.
Yeah, can do the damage. Ian Gibson asking Troy Boy on YouTube. Johnny Roberts just finding the wrong line. Got that corrected. No harm, no foul. Yeah, Ian Gibson asking on YouTube, if Ali was to win the Australian Champion of Champions, does he go on to represent Australia?
He'd have to. Otherwise, he wouldn't be eligible to compete, I would have thought.
Well, there was a rule a little while ago that said that if an international is there, they're not eligible.
Right.
And the next best place Australian would go. But under the current regime, I'm not sure if that rule's still there or not.
So it would then be the runner-up,
Yeah.
or if they were international, one of the losing semi-finalists.
Yeah, so I'm actually not 100%. It's obviously a Bowls Australia decision, not ours, but... Yeah, I think you make a pretty good case. Sean on the YouTube comments that Brody stays on the draw. You know, win this match. I mean, both players have got great... Well, they've shown in this match their draw bowling's on song. I think it's pretty close to 50-50. You see from the scoreline.
I would suggest on the draw, both of these, you probably couldn't hardly split them.
That'd be a 51-49 style operation if you did.
But on runners, I'd back Ali.
Yeah, his swing weight and full weight shots are...
As good as there is in the world, really.
Yep. Morning, Stephen, asking how his mate Greg Podesta is going. He's trailing at 13-10 to David Wells, but the scoreboard is due for an update. So as soon as it is, we'll pass that on to you. We are very happy to do so. You can also follow along on the Bowls Link system. All matches being live scored. So as I look there, Greg Podesta trailing 13-11 to David Wells.
So
But we're very happy to give you the scores too.
Brody, I think... Oh, okay, I was going to say had 2 seconds, but apparently Johnny Roberts indicating that Jack High bowl of Ali's is third. So I think if he had 2 seconds, he was going to look to run the bowl. But I think he'll more elect now just to try and draw the shot. He's playing more controlled weight. He might get it through here. That could work, and it does.
Yeah, there was a decent target to be able to work through. So
Was, percentage bowls, he had the option of under that and cut the shot bowl out clean, or if he was getting that, he needed the outside of it as he did. And he's made shot. Don't know, maybe if Ali's got perhaps 2 seconds.
yeah, I think you're right. Morning to you, Pat Schramm, Bowls Victoria President, very happy Cat supporter. Yes, notice you tipped them. Catters were very good last night.
They were.
As is the standard of this match. It's a bit under, Troy Boy.
Yes, it is.
Not finished though.
So as I was saying, I back Ali on the runners, but Brody got his and Ali missed his. So it's a reverse commentator's curse, isn't it?
It is.
Reverse curse.
Yeah, it's got him. Brody again just falling a touch short with that opportunity to add shots. 10 apiece, Troy Boy.
What a game.
Yeah, it's had everything so far, hasn't it? If you've just joined us, this is the semi-final of the Men's Champion of Champions.
10 all here and 13 all next door.
Two belters. I don't think we've seen anything over a 2. We've seen a number of 2s.
Yeah, no one's picked up a 3. Ali's picked up 3 2s and Brody's picked up 4 2s. So Ali having won 7 ends, Brody having won 6.
Slightly different to the rink next door. David Wells has picked up a 4 and 2 threes. Greg Podesta's also picked up a 3. So
That's the extra 6 shots there in that match, isn't it?
yep.
Yeah, good opener here from Ali. Just going to fall in behind. Brody nailing his weight with his first. Under the line again. Finish in a similar area to his first.
Weight's pretty good.
Will be the shot. He's corrected his weight. Oh, just touch shy. Just that slightly less finish.
Bowls New Zealand in our chat. Nice to see you watching BVTV.
Do you know anyone at Bowls New Zealand?
I know the CEO there. The comment, great to see the Kiwis continuing to perform well across the ditch.
It's not the ditch, it's the Dutch.
The Dutch. Yeah, no, it certainly is. We develop all the Kiwi talent over here in Australia. You're welcome.
Just running a touch there. This is
probably the loosest head we've had. No one really nailed it yet this end. Still a couple of bowls to come though.
Brody holding 3, but you know it's not a in the context of this match. It's not a great 3, but sometimes that's what happens when you know they're all 1s and 2s, and the number is a what you call a soft number. So both hands have a bowl in the way. Brody is going to draw the shot.
Yeah, well played.
Yeah, that's very good. He didn't want to sit at jack high and give Ali something to run at. He's played that extremely well.
Yeah, Ali just coming down to survey this head.
Morning to you, Obi. Tuning in from rehab. Had a hip replacement. Hope you're not causing too much trouble for the nurses, Obi. I'm sure you would be.
It's close, Troy boy. Set the shot bowl.
He's got the jack. 4 down to 3 up.
What a shot,
What a
Ali
great
Forsythe.
shot. Just shows his style of play. He's an aggressive bowler. He's not afraid to take risks because he plays those shots so well.
The first 3 of this match, and that'll keep the Bowls New Zealand crew happy watching at lunchtime from the Bowls New Zealand office.
I've got one over the dock now because they've acknowledged my fantastic accent, whereas the doc in our office is very good at butchering accents.
David Wells now taking the ascendancy over Greg Podesta in the other semi-final. Now leading 17-13, picked up another 4. It's 2 4s and 2 3s for David Wells in that match.
And just to inflict a bit more pain, Ali trials a jack from a conversion of 7 and then draws within inches on the opening bowl of the next end.
Morning to you, Fiona Hall, watching on YouTube. Nice to have people from all around the country and indeed around the world joining us here on BVTV.
Brody's not going to go away though.
No, he's certainly not. He's a fighter. First to 25, still plenty of time left. The lead 13 shots to 10 for Ali Forsythe. Johnny Roberts, our ITO, marking this match, doing a terrific job, as has he and all his colleagues all week. Shout out to all the umpires, markers, paddlers.
Every day they're here, and they're, you know, if they're marking, they're on their feet for a long time. They're
long days, three sessions in a day.
Yeah, big effort from them. Change of hands here from Brody. Can he land that bowl? Yeah, he does and makes 2.
It's a good 2 as well. Saw the last end. He was holding a number and Ali Forsythe was good enough to get the jack back. Not a lot of the jack exposed, but
just going underneath. Does give him 2 bowls out there. The way he played that runner in his previous one, or well, arriving shot, he wouldn't put it past him getting it again. Oh, that's not what he wanted.
no, Brode's going to be kicking himself with that one. Still holding 1, but had a good 2 before just pinching his line slightly, promoting the Ali Forsythe bowl. Ali wants to come up and just have a closer look at this. What's the shot for Ali here, Troy? Is he similar weight to his last to get his own bowl through the jack?
I think so, yeah. It does, whilst he's only 1 down now, he's sort of got to get it right. Whereas if he gets it on the edge, it won't go through the jack. Or if he doesn't play enough weight, it won't go far enough.
I feel it's a bit under.
Yeah.
He's got a Brody Harker bowl that he doesn't want to bring up.
Well, it might have helped him, but it didn't. But, you know, if he'd got that onto his own.
Greg Podesta picking up a couple of shots on the rink next door. Now, still trailing, but trailing by 2, 17-15 to David Wells. Brody Harker just checking out the angles here and whether he can get this bowl of Ali Forsythe's out. Morning, Karen Brennan. Troy Boy is playing out of Yarra Glen these days, playing a little bit of tennis court bowls. And I'm out of the lovely, leafy Rosanna Bowling Club. Shout out to them, night pennant champions this year. First time in 22 years.
22 years. How many years have you been playing it?
Rosanna, about 3, I think.
Jeez, they should have got you in earlier, Tone.
Yeah, it could be 2, actually, the more I think of it. Rip a bunch of people there. Rosanna Bowling Club, as Brody Harker picks up a single, still trailing. 2 shots the margin, 13-11. This first to 25 match. We're going to see a change in commentary. Thank you, Troy Boy.
Thank you, Tone. Enjoy the rest of this match because it's an absolute cracker.
Yeah, it's a humdinger. And, we're off signing autographs and keeping the faithful happy. Six, 7 on YouTube saying this one could well be a 24-all thriller. We saw a bit of that yesterday with Kelly McKieran getting it with the last bowl over Cass Millerick. Sassy Cass, as she was called in the comments. Now sitting in to the commentary seat is Josh Thornton. Morning to you, JT.
Morning, Tone.
No doubt you would have had a keen eye on this. Obviously, Brody Harker, hailing from your area.
Yeah, well, I was trying to do a little bit of work, and I even got caught up in the first two ends. I'd argue it's the best two first ends I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And whilst it might have the standards dropped marginally, it's still been an amazing match.
Yeah, there was no way that could have kept up all match. But
The difference has probably been that end the last time this way where
yeah,
Brody held 4 and Ellie tried it for 3. It was an amazing bowl.
it was. Got it absolutely cherry ripe. Get the jack back for 3. Brody's helping Ellie out a couple of times too.
Yeah. When I say it's a difference, there's only 2 in the margin, so it's been super close.
Yeah, Ellie Forsythe adds another. I don't think conditions could get much better, JT.
No, it's hardly a breath of air. Greens are running awesome.
It's just a beautiful warm morning here in sunny Bendigo. Brody's got a drop from there. This is the end where the players are quite close to us, so we do have to go a touch quiet.
Oh, look at Ellie's bowls.
Greg Podesta picks up another single in the other semi-final of Men's Champion of Champions. Now trailing by 1, 17-16 the way of David Wells.
That has been a pretty good standard match too, Tone.
Yeah, it's been a ripper. They've had a few, there's been 2 4s and 3 3s in that match where, aside from Ali's 3 last end, we haven't had anything above a 2.
Brody's probably going to play similar weight to his last, I reckon. Just narrow his line a fraction. He's on the trot.
Yeah, when he trots after it, he's generally happy with it. It's almost the same bowl.
I didn't see what Johnny Roberts paddled there. It's definitely 2. I don't know if the third one's it or not.
I'm going to say it is. It's close though. Ellie's wanting this one to hang wide. It's just a touch tight on the line, so that won't change it. We'll find out if this is 2 or 3, JT. Morning to you, Simon Cullinane, saying, come on, big Wellesley. Wellesley leading 17-16 in the other semi-final.
3 it is, Tone.
There we go.
I've got to get on the scoring, don't I?
You do. Ellie Forsythe now leading 16-11. Morning to you, Unch. Could be a hockey pitch there. Terry Turner watching via YouTube here on BVTV. Good morning to you, Terry. Well, of course, all our pictures brought to you with the generous support of Moama Bowling Club and Club Dandenong. The Dandenong Club, one of Metropolitan Melbourne's premier clubs. They host the BCIB Metropolitan Premier Division Grand Final each year. Generally a range of other events. They do a terrific job down at the Dandenong Club. And Moama, one of the best bowling clubs in the country. Got everything you could possibly ask for. 1.5 greens under cover, 2 beautiful tip dwarf grass greens, bistro, function rooms, the whole lot. Host of many a good bowls events. Moama Bowling Club. Speaking of good bowls events, JT, get your entries in for the over 60s or the novice if you qualify in either of those categories. Obviously over 60s, anyone over 60 years of age, and the novice open to all bowlers who've been bowling less than 3 years.
Biggest margin of the match, Tone.
It is. So those last couple of 3s doing the damage. Morning, Mary from Laguna Beach, California. Just joined us. This is men's champion of champions singles semi-final. And it's been an absolute belter of a match. Very high standard. The only difference is the last two ends, where Ali Forsythe has played a couple of river bowls to go from 4 down to 3 up. And then got 3 within the width of a mat in the last end. Morning to you, Kevin Nimmo, watching on YouTube. So the winner of this match will make their way into the final. If it's Ali Forsythe, he has a mixed pairs final to play next. Lovely bowl from BRODY Harker. Just sits on the shot bowl and flops out. If BRODY Harker wins, then the men's champion and champion singles final will be next. So we won't quite know the schedule until this match is completed. David Wells picks up another 3. On the rink next door, he now leads 20-16 over Greg Podesta.
Now we're having a run. He's on the tighter side.
Got it. Oh, he's not only got it, but he also rocked his own bowl out. So he'll still be down 1, but there's more room. BRODY Harker's bowl stays in the pit as a toucher. It's a bit like that, Michelle. JT was even saying the same thing. He's trying to get some work done in the clubhouse, but such a riveting game. It's hard not to tune into this one.
Brody's last bowl just fell short. It was on the line to get another, but he probably dropped 6 inches from counting. Ellie's coming over, look, Tone.
Yeah, it's getting towards that end of the match where we'll see a little bit more scrutinisation over each and every shot.
There's a question for you there, Tone, but I can answer it. Scott Cassidy asks what days have been streamed for the under-18 state champs, and it is the final day on the Thursday.
Yeah, it'd be a great opportunity to see the next generations of talent coming through the under-18 program. Of course, those matches held at Club Sunbury. Strong supporters of the under-18 program. Ali Forsythe on the draw.
Not terribly far away. It's nearly good enough. Probably is.
Flops
It
in.
definitely is.
Does Brody have 2 seconds, JT? The front one and the back one?
No. Only the one. But I reckon he'd be looking to just try and sit Ellie's bowl or turn the jack. I argue this is a pretty big bowl for Brode because he's, I said the furthest he's down and he probably wants to get shot to stop the run. He's probably, I was going to say if it flopped back the other way, I reckon he'd done enough, but it just flopped out.
Be one more to Ali Forsythe, 17-11.
So Johnny Roberts has got the blue paddle out, so
Yeah. Yeah, I would have thought it was Ali's, but
wrong paddle,
might be
John.
just the wrong colour paddle. Oh, no, just realised. There we go, changed to green. 17-11, that did throw me for a second there.
Well, that's what I was watching. So 17-11.
Morning to you, Joe Whitehead, watching on YouTube here on BVTV. Thank you for your kind words, and we're glad that we can bring you all the coverage of State Championships 2025, all the way to Cairns. It is an awful long way from Bendigo. And I'll tell you what, Bendigo has turned on an absolute treat of a day. Morning, Vince, watching on YouTube. You're about to see Ellie Forsythe with another touch-up.
Yeah, well played.
He has been on fire this match. Brody Harker not far behind either.
Yeah, good speed, just a fraction tight.
Question for you on YouTube from a Brad Orr. Not sure if you know him, JT.
Never heard of him.
Wondering if you remembered your suitcase this week.
No, suitcase is fine. Don't know what he's talking about.
This week it is.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that if you got in the car to go away and you left your suitcase at home.
We'll get about a half an hour to 45 minutes up the road and then remember it.
Well, remember it is code for phone calls from the wife.
Correct. You know, that was one of my good ones.
One of many. Right, Brody Harker doesn't have to change too much on his last. Just needs to be a touch wider.
He's on the tight side again, I reckon.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Speed's good again.
So no change. Still Ellie Forsythe holding a single here. One ball to come from each player. Terry's watching on YouTube from Scotland at 1:35 in the morning. Plenty to watch here. We'll have well, at least 2 matches streamed today. Depending on who wins this match, will depend whether the mixed pairs final and the champion of champions is on at roughly the same time. If Ellie Forsythe wins, he's already in the mixed pairs final next.
It looks on the tighter side too, Tone.
Yeah.
Turn on in.
Now he's asking for it to keep turning.
He was actually looking
Didn't
to
want
sit
any
Brody
trouble.
out. I didn't actually think he was going for that, but he was. He's looking to sit out for 4.
Yeah, just missed the line slightly, and then was a little bit concerned it was going to find some action at the front. No harm, no foul. Still holding one. This is very close. Just going to miss by a whisker. Good effort for Brody Harker, but Ellie Forsythe will pick up another single, 18-11, in this race to 25.
It's basically been the last 6 ends, 5 ends, where Ellie's won 4 of them and he's got 2 threes. It's where the change in the match has happened.
Yeah, well, Ellie said that a couple of times this week. He hasn't quite found it, but I suggest he'd be saying something different after this match. He's been very good.
Yep.
Good morning to Kelly's dad, who's watching from Toronto, Canada. Kelly will be featuring in the next match, the mixed pairs final. And by the look of how Ellie Forsythe is playing,
It's going to be hard for Brody to change it up the way things are going, but the first thing he's got to do is get the mat and then see what happens. He's not far away with the runner though.
Now, is that a slight frustration runner there? Or it's the first time he's done that.
I'd also argue it's maybe, again, trying to change things up. Okay, he's just getting beat on the draw at the moment. Ellie's playing that marginally better. You know, bury a jack with your first bowl and make Ellie start thinking about it a bit differently.
Yeah, it's a very good call from someone who knows a lot about high-level bowls, Maxi Kleinig. Saying the body language is huge. Ellie just dialed in, really not doing much wrong.
And he turned it nicely enough that it's sort of half covered the jack too. So might force Brody back. No, he's going to run again.
He's going to duck under. So now he's in that situation of 2 bowls in the pit. Down 2. And Ali Forsythe just keeps putting the pressure down.
He'd be looking just to try and get behind and count. Well, obviously he's going to count, but don't build a target.
Yep, agree. Nothing wide.
That's the key part.
It's a bit shorter than what he would have wanted. 21-17 now, the lead to David Wells over Greg Podesta in the other semi-final. Brody Harker with a better line this time, but less pace. And that's happened a couple of times in this match. Well, 3 times in fact.
This could be the game here this end too, Tone, the way, you know.
Yeah, could well be.
And again, with singles, we know that it's, you know, you only need to get one at end to stay in the match and keep going, but
is Ali just trying to leave a gap here as well, JT?
Absolutely.
And does Brody run?
Wow. I think he might. He's got a chance probably off the bowl that he's flicked over onto the other side.
Back to the draw. Sort of
No, it's
ditchish
reaching.
weight, I should say.
No way.
Oi, 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 oi. 4 shots. 22-11. There's been a couple of times in this match where Brody's just inadvertently promoted an Ali Forsythe bowl. And that's an end he'd like to forget.
Just one down there?
It's not over though, 22-11. We've seen players struggle to find the last few shots.
Mission now, please, Bob.
Time for Brody Harker to reset.
I was going to say regroup, reset.
JT David Wells is holding 3 shots on the rink next door. He's leading 21-17. So a big bowl to come from Greg Podesta. It's definitely 2, likely 3 to David Wells.
Here's shot. Wouldn't have thought it'd be enough wind to pick up that on the sound effects tone.
Yeah, they're very good effects mics. There's really not much of a breeze, but Greg Podesta misses with a drive. So David Wells on the rink next door We'll move to at least 23-17. Could be 24-17. Ellie Forsythe just a little bit runny. Still one to Brody Harker. It was a 3 to David Wells, so he is now 24-17 over Greg Podesta in the other men's champion of champions semi-final. Good morning to Ali's dad watching from Westport, New Zealand. And Di who's watching from Wakefield, New Zealand. He's in very good form.
Oh, he just missed hitting that bowl. Right. Chance for Brody to add another. Stop the momentum and try and swing things back his way. 2 would be good for this end. It's probably good enough.
Yep. He picks up a couple, 22-13.
Stop the run of 4 ends in a row. 5 of 6.
And now can dictate the length of the end.
Well, I think it'll be pit to pit.
How many ends was it in a row, JT?
4 in a
or
row.
5?
4 in a row and 5 out of 6. It's not quite pit to pit, but it's pretty close. Probably like a yard, 4 feet. He landed on the line though.
He did. No need for Johnny Roberts to straighten the jack. You're welcome. You've just joined us. This is BVTV, brought to you by Moama Bowling Club and Dandenong Club. 2025 State Championships, men's champion of champions singles semi-final action. Ellie Forsythe from Clayton Bowling Club in the Sandbelt region, leading 22-13 over Brody Harker from Barron Bowls Club in the Murray-Mallee region.
Mm-hmm.
Not too late to get your entries in for the over 60s carnival and the novice carnival. Guaranteed to have a good time at both. Meet some new people, play some good bowls hopefully, and find yourself some prize money too.
Fresh and quick.
Yeah, just a touch.
Now maybe looking to drop 4 feet. Try and get another counter. It's looking better.
Turn a long way, but
It's probably good enough. Alright.
yeah, signalled us two from our marker, John Roberts. Track's good from Brody Harker, all on the speed.
Don't think he's getting there, Tone.
Been a number of occasions like that. It's a great effort from
He's-
Brody Harker, but just a touch shy.
He's actually dropped his last bowl short a fair number of times. And he's missed some free hits at times. This could be the
Gives
game here.
Ellie Forsythe an opportunity to close this one out. Holding 2. There's probably about 12 inches to draw within. Certainly higher.
Yeah, the high line's a safer line. You get
Yeah.
down, you have a chance. No, it'll be 2 still though.
24-13, the lead to Ellie Forsythe. In the race to 25, Players will just double check. And Brody Harker resigns to the fact that's 2.
What's going on in the Podesta Wells match, Tone?
I'm thinking Greg Podesta has just picked up a couple, but I'm waiting for the signal over there. He's down 24-17, and he has picked up 2, so down 24-19. David Wells on the springboard, as they say.
I don't get that one. On the springboard, that makes no
I'm
sense
not
to me.
sure.
I think you just add in words for the sake of adding words.
I don't even know who coined it.
Started there from Brody.
Position, please. Thank you.
Ali just confirming he's 1 down to that last bowl.
I was thinking he might have already played some reaching weight.
Just trying to sink the jack in the pit.
Or sit the bowl. 2 options there. He's so good at them. Stephen Rowdy Arthur, come on Scooter. Dig deep. Former clubmates.
Got another good one here.
Gets...
I thought it might have been targeting the jack. Just held its line.
Now he goes again. He's definitely on a narrower line, Tone. Bowl or jack?
Down.
Bowl.
Bowl only.
Halves it out to hold 1. $24-13.
He's just a bit quick.
Ali Forsythe holding match. One bowl left each. For some coverage in these 2 bowls behind.
Well, he can sort of count and cover. He didn't quite cover, but he definitely counted. Now force Brody to play the dead draw. He's got to get it to save the match. Didn't love his body language when he let it go. But
It looks pretty good though.
yeah, I think he's drawn it.
Looks better than pretty good.
Yeah, he just... Well done.
Ice in his veins. Brody Harker. 24-14.
Well, he's at the stage where if he gets 1 an end for another 11 ends, he can win the game.
David Wells from West Coast in the other semi-final, leading Greg Podesta from Ballarat Highlands 24-19.
Told him 1 inning.
Yeah, Podesta, Greg Podesta holding 1. Brody with a good line on his first bowl, just 3 feet through. Does Brody try and do anything different to try and take this out, JT, or is...
Well, he's already changed hands. Like, he predominantly played the other side for the first part of the match. Now he's playing this side of the green. That's, you know, looking, searching, seeing if you can change it up. We saw him have a few runners there a couple of ends ago, so he is trying things. At the end of the day, his execution's got to be spot on now for him to have any chance to get back in the game.
This one looks good.
And totally agree, Karen. Karen says Brody's a far better bowler than Scooter Rider. That is for sure.
David Wells on the run. on the rink next door. Gets the jack in the belly. Straight into the pit and takes the game 25-19 over Greg Podesta. That's a T-to-T running shot. Gets the jack absolutely clean. What a shot for David Wells. Congratulations to him. He is through to the final of the Victorian Champion of Champions for 2025. His opponent will be the winner of this match, an Ali Forsythe holding match.
I think you were talking about this before, Tone, but Gary Horwood has asked, has David Wells won this tournament before?
He has, 2015, won the Champion of Champions and also won a state singles.
I got told a story yesterday that when he first started playing bowls, he's told, I don't know where this was.
Oh, what a bowl from Brody Harker.
Needed that. He said that he won't play pennant until he wins a state title.
Yeah, right.
Took him 3 years and he won a state title and then he started playing pennant.
A very good four-bowl player. Often qualifies through to the Australian Indoor. Ali Forsythe on the drive. He gets the jack.
Touch went out of bounds.
Yeah, Ali's bowl's definitely out.
I'm not sure that
I
that's
don't think that's a toucher.
Brody has a toucher. The toucher stayed on the green.
Yep.
So that won't be a toucher either. So at this stage, Brody's holding one with a lot of room for both of them to draw with one each to come.
So one bowl draw off. If Ali Forsythe.
The jack is eerily similar spot to where the jack was yesterday afternoon in the Cass Miller at Kelly McEwen.
Yes, actually that's true. Kelly McEwen with a fantastic last bowl. Cass Miller was holding match. Kelly came in and took the match for herself. So Brody's certainly going to have a shot, or probably two. And
Past the 2 metre markers there, please.
Ali Forsythe has about 5 feet to draw.
About 18 inches. Thank you.
It's a rock hard, fast green down there. It does go pretty quick. But as you say, JT, we saw it done last night. The women's state singles final.
Right, how's Elliot looking?
I don't know if he's got the trip, does he?
Hurry.
Got to hurry. Oh, I think he just does.
That'll do.
I think he just does. Brody Harker removes the hat. Shakes hands of the marker. That'll be a single shot to Ali Forsythe, which was what he needed to get to 25, and that's a 25-14 victory to Ali Forsythe. He's found his way into the men's Champion of Champions singles final up against David Wells from West Coast. And JT, that was an absolute rip snore of a match. The opening, probably 10 or 12 ends were as good as you'd see.
Yeah, as I said, the match kind of changed when Brady was holding 4 at, I think it was at 10 each, and then Ali trailed the jack for 3 and sort of went on his little run there. And it was a cracking game, and credit to both players, but obviously especially to Ali Forsythe, who will now progress to the champion final later today.
Yeah, Brody Harker made a very good account of himself when you come up against Ali Forsythe. If you have a couple of ends off, he can really put the foot down. So well done to Ali Forsythe making it through. Next up on BVTV will be the mixed pairs final. That'll be after a slight break for lunch and so on. We look forward to seeing you then. Thanks very much to both Brad and Josh for producing the show. Of course, all our commentators, Troy Stafford, Josh Thornton, myself, and everyone here as part of the production on BVTV. We look forward to seeing you next time.
See you guys.